Good morning, everyone. Can you please introduce
Good
to our
morning.
audience?
Good morning and thank you. My name is Svetlana Tesic and I'm Public Affairs Director at the Alliance of European Mayors, which is a Brussels-based non-profit organization who focused on the best practices of the local decision makers, mayors, and local politicians, especially on their best practices that are qualified to become smart policies implemented. And what we do, we basically create that platform on a daily basis that on a daily basis follows best practices of the mayors, so their peers can be inspired and motivated with the smarter rather than harder ways of tackling achieving the SDGs, not just European Union, but across Europe, because we believe that achieving SDGs are so important for every community, irrelevantly of the landscape of European Union, and we believe that no one should be left behind. That's why we monitor and share positive examples of local politics leadership.
Thank you. And maybe can you give us a little bit of more insights about the specific operation and your effort to connect EU and Ukraine?
Yes, thank you for that question. That is a very big privilege for us and our organization to come into the contact and create a partnership with the sister organization from Ukraine that gathers Ukrainian mayors. Why we decided to partner with them? Because we believe that if Ukraine should become and will become a part of the European Union, that know-how that European mayors are achieving every day during the war is extremely important to be transferred as a valuable knowledge to the Ukrainian mayors in order for them to prepare their country to be not only rebuilt, but to be a desired place for their citizens to come back. And this is also a way to combat depopulation that we are massively seeing with all the regions across Europe. That many regions across Europe have the problem with depopulation, and a lot has been said and heard during this week of European regions and cities. So for Ukraine, in order to become desired homeland for their citizens, especially younger generations, to come back and to have a good and prosperous life, their mayors feel nowadays responsible that it's their job to prepare their country for the rebuilding, not only rebuilding, but actually rebuilding green and rebuilding on the principles of the sustainability. And this is the specific knowledge and know-how that European mayors who are already mastering the know-how can offer to their colleagues. So this is basically why we created. This is what we focus on in this partnership.
And maybe what challenges have you already noticed Ukrainian cities are facing, and how are you gonna solve it?
Well, what I noticed from the Ukrainian mayors, apart from the whole scale of full scale invasion, I haven't honestly noticed any challenges. I noticed a great high moral of the leaders of communities who are not only convinced that the war will be a victory for Ukraine, but they're all very hardworking on the principles of the economy-driven, innovation-driven economy and development of the country. And I'm really impressed how much effort during the full-scale invasion they are putting in place in order to become competitive, if you want, in terms of the other cities. Because when I'm talking to them, thanks to my partner Yulia from Mayor's Club Ukraine, they said we need to be competitive in terms that our young citizens would like to come back to their country once they've seen Europe and have lived across Europe in a beautiful and progressive European cities. So I think they're not of course, they're challenged, but I really I admire their nobility and their all the efforts they're putting as a true leaders of their communities and cities.
I would say rebuilding is a huge challenge we are expected to solve. And how do you think how European cities can contribute to this issue?
Thank you very much. I think that is a very important question. Not only that we hear it on a political scope and agenda on a daily basis, but I really think that cities of Europe can contribute a lot, and I really love that they feel like that to help Ukrainian cities rebuild in the whole country. And how they can help it? It's basically they can. Help their businesses from their local communities understand how Ukraine as a destination for the investment is huge and big and important, and what are business bonds available for the from Ukraine, European cities towards Ukrainian cities. And I think that economic bridges built between the cities are the backbone of every economy. Is usually because SMEs are mostly part of that economic about from the businesses, and we all know that SMEs are a true backbone of any economy. So what I am really convinced that that's possible to achieve is because the bottom up approach that Ukrainian municipalities are demonstrating is very healthy and very natural to build and rebuild the Ukrainian economy that way. And this is why I think that economic bonds, once being created during, even before the end of the war, are super important, because then when the war is finally over, economic bonds are already created and infrastructure is already being foreseen and let's say projected to be implemented, and then we are basically saving the time a lot for the rebuilding of the whole country, which is the most important thing if we are speaking about onboarding Ukraine on the European Union.
And how do you think whether the foreigner investors will be willing to invest into Ukraine after the war in terms of destroyed cities and
well, from what we are hearing already, when speaking to foreign investors, they're very much interested because they see a lot of potential in many aspects of the potential of the Ukrainian economy. And what we are trying to help them understand is that now is the right time to start to plan their businesses and settling up the businesses. In terms of saving, as I said, saving that precious time for the Ukrainian people once the war is over.
Thank you so much.
Thank you a lot.